There comes a point in your life when standing still becomes more painful than moving forward. Not the kind of pain that arrives with fanfare. No, this is quieter. It's the ache that settles into your bones on Sunday evenings, the restlessness that wakes you at 3 a.m. with a simple haunting question. Is this all there is? It's the moment you realize that the very ground you're standing on, the safe, predictable, carefully constructed foundation you built, has become quicksand. And comfort is transformed from resting place into a cage with velvet bars. You feel it, don't you? That tension between who you are and who you're becoming, like a seed that's outgrown its shell but hasn't yet broken through the soil. The pressure is immense. The darkness is complete, and every fiber of your being is screaming for space to expand. The future isn't just calling your name, it's whispering promises through the cracks in your certainty. It's showing you glimpses of what could be in your dreams, in the stories that move you, the quiet moments when you dare to imagine something different. Now here's where most people get stuck. The wait. They wait for clarity like it's a train that runs on schedule. They convince themselves they need the roadmap before they take the first step. The guarantee before they make the leap. The entire staircase is illuminated before they climb. But life doesn't work that way. Life is more like navigating by starlight. You can see enough to move forward, never enough to eliminate the mystery. You don't need everything figured out. You don't need the perfect plan, the right credentials, the ideal timing or permission from everyone who's still living in their own cage. You just need enough courage to take the next step. And courage, real courage, isn't the absence of fear. It's not walking into battle feeling invincible. It's waking up, trembling, and moving forward anyways. It's the voice that cracks when you speak your truth. It's the hand that shakes as you reach for something new. Courage is making coffee in the morning and deciding today, I'll try again. That's it. That's the revolution. Now let's talk about all those versions of you that you've been trying to forget. The one who failed spectacularly at something you were sure would work. The one who stumbled in front of everyone who said you would. The one who questioned everything, your worth, your path, your very right to dream. You've been treating those versions like mistakes in your story, like chapters you wish you could rip out and burn. But what if there weren't setbacks? What if they were something else entirely? What if every failure was a university where life taught you what books never could? What if every stumble recalibrated your direction, steering you away from paths that would have led elsewhere? What if every question asked in the darkness was actually you learning to think for yourself? It wasn't a setback, it was training. Think about it. A diamond doesn't become brilliant through comfort. It's formed under pressure, deep in the earth, where heat and force transform simple carbon into something extraordinary. A butterfly doesn't gently unfold from a cocoon. It struggles, it fights, and the very struggle is till it can fly. Life has been sharpening you in ways you didn't see, not to hurt you, not to break you down, but to break you open. Because there are strengths you possess that only pressure could have created. There's wisdom in your bones that only hardship could have taught. There are depths in your soul that only darkness could have revealed. You've been growing in directions you never expected, developing muscles you didn't know you needed for battles you couldn't have imagined. You've carried fear like a backpack filled with stones, each one labeled with different worry. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of being alone, and fear of being seen. You've been carrying doubt like a companion who whispers in your ear at every crossroad, reminding you of every time you feel, every dream that died, every promise you could have kept. You've carried that weight of what you think you lack. Not enough experience, not enough money, not enough time or education, or not enough proof that you even deserve what you want. The weight has been exhausting, hasn't it? Some days you can barely stand under the burden of your own potential. But there's the truth that cuts through everything else. You're still here. Read that again. Let it sink in. After everything, after the heartbreak and the disappointment, after the rejection and the failure, after the nights you didn't think you deserved to survive, or the mornings you didn't want to face, you are still here. And that means something. That means you're stronger than every circumstance that tried to defeat you. That means you're more resilient than every voice that said you weren't enough. That means there is something in you, something unbreakable, something sacred, something that refuses to quit even when quitting makes perfect sense. Let me tell you something about strength that nobody talks about. Strength doesn't show up all at once like a superhero origin story. It doesn't arrive in a flash of lightning that transforms you overnight. Strength builds quietly in the margins of your life, in the moments nobody sees. It builds you when you choose water over wine on Tuesday night because you promised yourself you'd break through the pattern. It builds you when you set boundaries with someone you love, even though your voice shakes and your heart races. It builds you when you delete that text you almost sent, the apology you didn't know, the explanation to people who wouldn't understand anyways. Strength accumulates in the small choices you make when quitting feels easier than trying again, when staying down feels safer than standing up, when silence feels more comfortable than speaking your truth. It's the parent who gets up at 5 a.m. after 3 hours of sleeping because their kid needs breakfast. It's the student who opens the book again after failing the test. The artist who starts new canvases after the gallery said no. It's the dreamer who plans in notebooks that nobody else will ever see. This is where power really lives. Not in the highlight reel, but in the quiet revolution of choosing yourself one more time. So breathe. Fill your lungs with possibility. Hold it. Feel yourself in this moment alive and aware. Now release. Let go of who you were 5 minutes ago, 5 years ago, the person who you thought you'd be now. Reset. You get to start again right now. This isn't a someday opportunity. It's a at this moment invitation. Reset your expectations. Reset your timeline. Reset the rules you've been playing by. They were written by somebody who never walked your path. And then rise anyways. Rise even though you don't have all the answers. Rise even though people are watching. Rise even though you might fall again. Rise because the alternative is staying small, staying safe and stuck, while slowly draining the color from your life until you don't recognize the person in the mirror. Rise because your story isn't finished. You're in the middle chapters, the misery ones, where the protagonist struggles and doubts the questions everything. This is where character is built. This is where transformations happen. This is where the real story begins. Your potential isn't spent. It's just been waiting for you to be ready. Waiting for you to be broken open enough, humble enough, hungry enough to use it. And the world hasn't even seen the strongest version of you yet. Not the version that had it easy, not the version that never struggled, but the version that walked through fire and came out tempered like steel. This version that carries scars like maps of where you've been and wisdom like armor for where you're going, that version is being forged right now in this very moment of uncertainty you're living through. So keep going. Not because the path is clear, it rarely is. Not because success is guaranteed, it never is. Not because it's easy, it won't be. Keep going because there's something in you that really knows that you were meant for more than maintenance, more than autopilot, more than a slow fade of unlived potential. You're closer than you think. Closer to the breakthrough, closer to the version of yourself that you'll look back on and barely recognize. Closer to the moment when all this struggle finally makes sense. The dawn always comes, but it comes first to those who made it through the night. And you're still here, still breathing, still capable of one more step. That's not coincidence. That's not luck. That's proof that you're built for this. Now go build something worthy of everything you've survived.